One time when we were touring, we had a bunch of bands on one bus, and someone got really, really, really drunk and pissed on somebody else in the band, like in their bunk, like up to their bunk, blackout drunk, and pissed all over them. Like,
Did he think it was a toilet, or was he just doing it as like a prank or something?
dude, he didn't even. So the person who was getting pissed on thought it was a joke and thought it was a water bottle, and woke up and then realized what was going on. And the person who was doing the peeing went back to sleep, and it took them a little bit to wake him up. And when they woke him back up, he like didn't believe that it happened.
Headbangers. Hi, welcome back to the Headbangers podcast. I'm Joe with Nathan. Here today, Steve and John from Last 10 Seconds of Life. How are you guys doing? How's like the last year been for you in this crazy times?
Dude, I mean, I'm doing okay. It's been fucking insane. I want to go back to shows. I love my job. Don't fire me, but I want to go back to playing shows.
Yeah, it definitely sucks. I mean, I'm pretty sure every musician feels the same way right now with, no tours and shows happening, but like it's otherwise, like, trying to be like optimistic or whatever, like it's been cool, like building myself financially and like just grounding myself at home because I'm always on the road. So like I don't really spend time at home. So like I've been taking care of a lot of things that are long overdue. So that's pretty cool. But I'm ready to fucking just go out and like survive off McDonald's again.
Bro, I'll tell you, yo, I mean, I love my girl, but it's not the same snuggling next to her. Just snuggling next to Steve. Because like you just don't breathe in my mouth the same way Steven does. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my god.
tour is fun. You know, we have a lot of fun usually.
Yeah, no, we want to get back to shows, to be honest. I just realised I'm actually going to be seeing you guys, hopefully, if nothing gets rescheduled, with Shadow of Intent in the UK. It's Manchester show, so can't wait for that. It's going to be a killer show.
Dude. Yeah, that's going to be sick. That's going to be our first set of shows, assumably, since the entire pandemic has like shut everyone down. So that's going to be a lot of fun for us. Because me personally, I love going to the mainland in UK. That's my favorite. So
yeah,
I love cheese, so I'm definitely like looking forward to that experience. Hopefully everything is promising and okay by then. So we'll see.
Yeah, you and me both, man.
Bro, give me dollars and fucking chips. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's do it, man.
And some Witherspoons. Let's go, dude.
You're the first American guy to actually mention Weatherspoons like on the podcast. Like literally, like Weatherspoons is like such a British classic.
It's so good. It's so good. Everything there is banging, yo. Bands, if you've never been to Witherspoons and you go to the UK, do yourself the biggest favor ever and eat there. They're everywhere.
Leave link in the description. It's good for cheap drinks, to be fair. It's like the ultimate place to go.
I like it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can get absolutely pissed just on like 10 quid.
If
you wanted to.
You can't complain.
It's like, I've got 10 quid in my pocket. I want to get pissed. Like, let's go, Weatherspoons. It's so cheap. One thing I love about. Oh, go on, Brad.
Yeah, one thing I love about you guys is the larger than life breakdowns, the filthy vocal takes. I can see like multiple influences from like hardcore and metal in this. Would you say that's a fair thing to say? Do you guys like a lot of different types of hardcore metal?
Yeah, absolutely. Steven listens to a lot of metal. I listen to a lot of metal. Everyone in the band pretty much has a wide variety of just music that they listen to mainly. I mean, if we're going to talk about most of the time, Steven probably listens to the most metal out of the whole band, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm listening to like Frank Sinatra and the Foo Fighters. Like,
yeah.
You can't be a bit of Frank Sinatra though, to be honest.
That's good though. That's like good contrast because like, after a long night of just hearing people scream, like John puts on the radio and like, or the aux or whatever, and it's like, it's nice.
Yeah.
Relax. Let's all chill the fuck out. Let's eat McDonald's peace, yo,
my Spotify is just like metal bands and like occasional like some like fusion or like weird like jazz shit that I've been listening to lately, but like 99% metal for sure.
Ears at all times. Like.
I'm definitely losing like my hearing. Like all jokes aside, for sure. Like when I get ready for bed at night, like and everything's off and like it's just quiet. I just hear like like in my ear, and it's just like ridiculous, bro.
Is it tinnitus? Is that what you've got?
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same with the drummer in my band, Danny. He's like constantly. It's just a constant. I'm like, does it not get on your nerves? He went, now you just learn to ignore it. I'm like, how the fuck do you learn to ignore that?
Live with
it. I sleep with a fan on because of that shit. Because it'll just be.
Just background noise. Background noise helps a lot. I live in the fucking like the heart of the city, so like there's a hospital across the street. There's a bus stop right in front of my bedroom window, like arm's length. Like there's a park. Like there's constant noise, like 24/7 where I live. So it doesn't bother you after a while.
Yeah, just get used to it.
Yeah, it's from fucking hating the shit out of those snares, man.
Yeah, man. For
real.
Yeah. One thing I also like absolutely love about you guys is like the insanely like trippy artwork that you guys actually use. I think it's so fucking unique. What's like sort of the process into like making the artwork? Do you have like a rough idea when you start an album, or is it just like, okay, we've finished the album, like what fits the best?
It's kind of a little bit of everything, really. Like, I know with the Violent Sound, I'm pretty positive that was already done before I was in the band. And that's a legitimate photo. Homie, I'm pretty positive, wrapped his girlfriend in a sheet, dug a hole, laid down speakers, and was like, we're going to take a picture. Machina non grata is literally like a 10-foot photo somewhere in someone's house overseas. That's why his name is in the bottom of it, because we literally just bought the rights to the visuals. But our process behind it, I guess it's just the mood that we're in at the time. You know what I mean? Like what's going on in our lives, how things are feeling. Like I imagine this album is going to be something more realistic. Like we're going to want more of an actual photo for the album, not something that's been digitally created. That was something they wanted to do with Soulless Hymns. Wyatt wanted them to literally go out into the desert with a skeleton and take a picture, and they didn't do it. So we're trying to do something really, really cool this time to really get that idea forward of using a real photo.
Definitely, that would really be sick.
Just breakdowns. You know, vodka and weed is how we figure out the art. That's the short of it.
That's the rock star way to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I gotta say, this is one thing that we've been trying to introduce in the podcast. What would you say last 10 seconds of life would be as a cocktail? To me, it feels like a Long Island iced tea because it just hits you with flaw. Every spirit just mixed into one and it just floors you. So what would you say it would be if you could choose?
Is Steve gonna say it or should I say it? We all know what it is.
It just honestly just like a gallon of shitty PBR and a gallon of Georgie vodka, and that's it. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There's your cocktail.
Enormous Moscow Mule. That's what last said. That's exactly
two drinks.
and if you come to the show, buy us those. We all drink them. Help us out. Like
it's literally just one huge vodka cranberry with like a bunch of lime food.
Yo, he's not lying. He's really
that's literally all me and Wyatt drink. As soon as we go up vodka cranberries, you gotta have them hot and ready. We're cold and ready, not hot. You don't want hot vodka. That's just fucking weird.
It's a dangerous combination. It's a dangerous combination.
For real.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Brad brought back some Vietnam flashbacks. So when I would just like sipping some Long Island iced teas, as soon as he mentioned it, I was like, I remembered when I got absolutely annihilated on Long Island iced teas.
Yeah, there used to be this place when I went to university. There's like a city near me, Sheffield. There used to be somewhere called Beer Keller, and they used to do a Long Island iced tea in one of those German steins like this big. So you'd buy one of them, and you'd be floored by halfway through.
Dude, yeah, those things are like 18 inches. Those are big.
Yeah. It's bad. It's not good.
Wow.
They were going out to give people alcohol poisoning when they decided that. They're like, right, we need to figure out something. We just like need to make an effort.
This is Bowman. We need to slow it down a little bit. Like.
I think it's because in the UK we're old enough to drink at 18. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
by the time you get to like 20, they're like, right, we need something really fucking strong. We're sick of the beer. We're sick of
Yeah,
it.
America's too reckless for 18-year-old drinking age.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We're only
like
allowed to
Pretty
drink at
young.
18.
yeah, I'm looking forward to like when I can actually go down to America. Like, cause I'm 22 now, and I wanted to spend my 21st in like New York or something, just to be able to drink and like enjoy myself. But I couldn't afford to go. But I'm looking forward to being like sat there, like, oh, I'd really like advance my taste in alcohol. Like ordering like random shit, and then like other 21-year-olds just going, yeah, just give me anything.
I can't wait till you come to America and grab a beer and you're gonna be like, wow, this tastes like garbage.
Are the beers bad? Or
There's
Very
some
too.
there's certain beers. It depends on what you get. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really a beer guy. I like Tsingtao, which is not an American beer, so it's like you get that in like a Chinese restaurant or some shit. Like, but I know that everyone that comes over here doesn't like the beer. That talks to me, they like the beers here suck.
I mean,
Like,
I've only been to the States once, which was like when I was 12. I went to like Disneyland in Florida, but I don't remember much from it. And so, yeah, I definitely wasn't old enough to drink at that point, so I couldn't really give you that review.
That's funny. Disneyland, Disney World and all that is like 2 hours from me. That's like a whole world. It's an entire city. That's all.
That shit's fucking massive, yo.
It's crazy.
Great. One thing I kind of want to ask as well, like, how did you all meet? Like, how did the band actually like start?
So Wyatt and the original drummer Christian, the original other guitar player Casey, who has passed away now, and the original vocalist Storm and their bassist, I forget his name. Sorry, and because I wasn't in the band then, but they all met in college. And they were just kind of like jamming around and hanging out with each other, and they just kind of formed like listening to each other play in the hallways, from what I understand. And they just kind of met, and from there the band started playing shows. I come into the picture through the bassist Anthony, who is the second generation bassist. He comes from a band called Towers, which is actually where our now bassist is from also. But we're all just from the same music scene in New York City and in upstate New York and stuff like that. We all just kind of wound up randomly knowing the same people, and it just kind of brought us together. Like me and Steven, I know Steven randomly from shows. I remember Steven when he only wore a hat. Like you'll catch him without a hat now once in a while.
Yeah.
Like he's playing for like footage of a Yeti and shit. Like I think even before that, Steve just this humongous, skinny 16-year-old kid walking around shows. Like I've known Steven.
That's not accurate, yeah.
Like we've all just kind of been around. So just word of mouth, I guess. That's the best way I could put it. Staying involved in the scene.
Absolutely. Also want to ask, so I understand you have a lot of cats, John. Do you have a favorite?
Probably my head tattoo.
Oh no, your cats.
Oh, my cat. I thought you said
Yeah.
tat.
But you can tell me your favorite.
man.
As well.
Do I have a favorite cat? No, but my oldest cat is right here. This is Minnie.
Oh,
Hey,
my-
Mama, say hello.
Hey, sorry about that. It looks like my app actually crashed. It kicked me out of the actual call.
You're missing it, Nathan. You're missing it.
Did I miss the cat?
But yeah, I got they're all named after food except her. So we have Minnie, we have chicken, Parmesan, and fettuccine.
Yeah, I saw when I did a deep dive on your Instagram, I saw the Parmas on it. It made me laugh.
It's so funny. We feed the one that's named Chicken. She named herself Chicken. Her name was initially Dahlia, and then she stopped answering to it. And one day we called her Chicken, and she was like, so now we just named her Chicken. We call her Chicken.
That's hilarious.
She come running in the room. This giant fat black cat. It's so cute. Like,
Have you always been quite a cat person?
I am definitely a cat person. Yeah, I mean, I've just not that I have a problem with dogs. It's just living in the city. I've never owned a dog because there's nowhere for me to go walking. So I've always had a cat or a bird or a snake or fish or lizards or something small that that I could deal with in the house. So I just always wound up having cats. Like right now, I just got a kitten. She's like 9 weeks old. She's adorable. She lives in my beard. Like, so cute, bro. In the middle of the night, you'll wake up and she's just like in my beard, like this with both feet, making bread in my chin for like 35 minutes. Like,
over lockdown, I've been teaching. I've always had dogs. So like I've been teaching my dog some like really weird tricks. So I've been like, yeah. So I teach him like I've been teaching him like, sit, like that's the basic one. Like he just sits down straight away. And then I go bubble bum, which basically I put my hands out, I go bubble bum, and he goes, and he pats my hands like with his paws and like alternates the paws, and then I'll stand up and I'll move my leg, I'll go right under, and he'll walk underneath my legs, and then he'll sit back down, and that's when he gets the treat.
Oh,
It's pretty advanced.
And now I've been so bored during lockdown. I've had the time, and the dog's like, because obviously we've been inside, like he's been getting a lot more walks, but he's just excited that there's people always in. So like he's always wanting to like play or being like, give me something to do. So I took that opportunity to go, I'm gonna teach him some weird shit.
See, my dog doesn't even listen to sit, to be honest.
Yeah, but your dog.
I play with the cats all day with a string. I can't teach them anything. I'm sure I could. I don't have the patience.
Oh no, I had so much time because like I got put on furlough for like 4 months at my old job.
Oh,
so
wow.
like for 4 months I had nothing to do. I mean I was still getting paid, so I had nothing to complain about. But like for 4 months I was literally like there's nothing to do. So I'd just been like, okay, I'm gonna train my dog some new tricks and probably just drink every day. I was just chilling out in the garden in the sunlight. This is great.
It's awesome. Yeah, I've been working in a company since like October, so I've been super fucking busy, up every day, moving a ton of shit. But it's great though because it's like I don't have to go to the gym. I'm staying in shape during the pandemic, and I have like this odd food freedom that I haven't really had in my entire life because I'm sweating like fucking. I sweat so much that I'll drink a gallon of water and then not piss. That's how much I'm sweating. So like I'm literally just anything that goes to my body is just coming out. It's fucking ridiculous. I can flex my titties at my girlfriend now and shit. Like it's crazy.
It's like what you said though. At least you've got like a good workout and you don't have to pay for a membership. You just go to work, get your workout done, sorted.
Yeah, it's awesome. She got hair all over me already. God damn it.
What like out of all like the shows that you've done, is there a particular one that always like stands out to you? Is that like that's both your like favorite gig in a way?
Favorite gig? I mean, I loved playing. I get what was it? I Matterfest. I loved playing. Coal Fest was awesome. Hard Out Fest was awesome. Metal Fest was sick.
Really sick. Yeah.
Oh,
that Denver show on the Fit for an Autopsy tour with Lorna Shore.
That was sick.
That Denver show, the Denver show and the Portland show, like literally just ridiculous. Like,
sure.
That sounds killer, man. I'm so jealous.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the bigger festivals for sure, like Coal Fest, I Matter, of course, like over 1,000 people. Like, it's gonna be a grand time. But like, I like when it's like a more intimate venue and like it's like packed out and it's just there's like no room to walk almost. Like, it's sick as fuck.
I love packed out shows.
My favorite shows are the ones where fights happen, so I'm not gonna bring them up because I love.
Anytime like any band plays in Brooklyn or like Long Island, pretty much, like.
Did it just go off?
Yeah, like 9 times out of 10 for sure. Like you will have like a good night here or there, but like there's usually a lot of fights in the city for sure. At least at the shows I've seen.
For sure.
The way you describe it is like it's more rare for a fight not to happen.
Yeah, because like there's mad beef everywhere, so like everyone's just like tense as fuck, and It's just ridiculous, you know.
Beef everywhere.
Like there's just a lot of drama. So at least I feel like that's how it is sometimes. I don't know. I'm probably talking on my ass.
Right.
I just sit back and watch, and I'm just like, damn, like these people are like, they're angry, but like at what cost?
What did it cost us? Well, I've taken Brad to like a couple like hardcore shows in the UK. I remember like walking in with like whatever you do, don't stand near the pit, don't like stand at the edge, but don't stand all the way back because that kind of makes you a target. Stand like somewhere in the middle because at least then there's enough people. I'm like, and he's there like, why is there so much like thought process to put into how you stand? I'm like, just where you stand. I'm like, just wait.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you just got to be strategic with it.
Yeah, for sure. Because like, I mean, I used to go to mainly metal shows, and that was like one of my first hardcore shows. And I kind of, you know, watched online what happens, but it was my first experience of being involved in it. So, yeah, it was kind of crazy watching it all kick off and everyone's flailing around.
that was one thing that I noticed, Joe. Like when we play over in the UK and in Europe and stuff, we play a lot of metal crowds, so they're not as prone. Like they mosh, but not as prone to the heavy moshing. And this band is like, our whole entire stage energy is talking shit and getting you to mosh. So sometimes like it's a little extreme, but I still have a good ass time. But I definitely know what you mean. Like you going to a hardcore show for the first time was probably a little different.
It is different. It's a lot different, I think. Yeah.
Well, what was crazy about that show? I was telling Brad like, oh, be careful where you stand and everything like that. That same fucking show, I ended up getting knocked out. I took like a full-on kick to the face. I was just stood at like the edge. I forgot my one golden rule. And I remember the last thing I remember was Brad getting me in the taxi going, just whatever you do, just don't go to sleep because you might die. I was like, what? And then that's it, I blacked out.
Yeah.
And then I went to sleep.
and then literally I got home and went straight to sleep. So I didn't take that advice.
Just before I went to bed, he was like, yo, don't fall asleep, you'll die. And I was like, sick, I'm going to bed.
What would you say like the kind of crowds that you guys get then? Do you get like a lot of the hardcore and metal crowds, or do you think it's just like metal or hardcore? Like when you think about it?
It depends where we're playing, I feel like if we're on like the East Coast definitely has like more of a hardcore vibe to it, I feel. And like the West Coast, like I see like some hardcore out there too, especially like Southwest, but like there's like more like push pits and like less crowd kill, I feel like in most states out there. Not all states, but most states. Whereas the East Coast is just like crowd kill.
Crowd kill.
Yeah. Crowd kill.
That's just all it is, yeah. Which is fine, but like that's just like
my favorite, honestly. Like work the fucking walls, man. Like
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I envy the scenes in the US because it's like you see these clips and they're just so much crazier than sort of like some of the gigs that we get over here. Like I like our scenes for that sort of stuff. It's like, you know, like it's so small here that like most of the turnout's not that big unless it's like a band like, you know, like Madball or like Jesus Piece. They always bring in like some good shows, but like other than that, like barely anyone turns up.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I would literally one of my dreams is to go to like this is hardcore festival.
Yeah,
I'd love to go there.
Yeah, shit's wild for sure.
It is definitely wild.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So I want to direct a question at you, Steve, for a second. So you say on your Instagram that you're a pizza enthusiast. I thought this would be a good question for you. Should pineapple go on pizza or not?
I'm afraid not, sir.
I'm
gonna be one of those people, all right? Like, and I'm not like, this isn't like some sort of elitist mentality or anything, you know.
A pizza elitist.
Yeah, believe it or not, people get like really pissed off. But like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, if I'm at a party and like someone orders pizza and like that's like the only thing that's left, I'll probably have a slice if I'm fucked up enough. But I would not eat that sober. No. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. It tastes weird. I don't know. I've tried it many times. It just tastes weird.
I feel like you're gonna judge me hard for what I'm about to say, but so Yeah,
Oh, Brad,
I
don't say it. Don't say it because you're gonna get judged.
So I don't like cheese on pizza. I just don't like cheese entirely. So when I order a pizza, I get it with no cheese.
So you definitely will have an awful time in New York.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna get beat up or something.
They will look at you and like just tell you to walk out the pizzeria.
I was just gonna say that. I was gonna be like, dog, just are you joking around? Just get the fuck out of here. Like
they would literally, they would have to make it. You would have to order an entire pie because they don't have cheeseless slices on hand.
just debauchery laying around.
Yeah. Or
You know,
peel
I just
the layer off.
I'm
Yeah.
not even kidding. Like, it's so funny when Brad orders a pizza because, like, 9 out of 10 times that pizza comes with fucking cheese. Like, and he always complains, like, I can't believe they fucked it up. And I remember once we were at like a house party and everyone was starving, and like he ordered this massive pizza, cheese on it. He's there like proper angry, like, I can't believe they fucked it up. I put one note, no cheese. And I'm like, Brad, it's almost like it's the main fucking ingredient of the pizza.
Oh,
I was like, it's almost as if it's meant to be there. Like,
All my
Yeah,
life I've been
yeah.
judged for this.
Yeah. That's pretty funny, actually.
that's like asking for a cheeseburger without cheese. You know what I mean?
I
Like
did
burger.
actually do something similar to that as well. I was on like a night out and I went to McDonald's and I tried to order a burger when I was like really drunk. I was like, 12 pints down, and I ordered it. But when you can customize the burger on the screen,
Yeah.
I accidentally ordered everything but the actual burger. So I just got like just a fucking the lettuce, the cheese. And he just handed it to me without even questioning it. And I was like, for fuck's sake, man.
Wait, Tom, doesn't Wyatt do that? Or no, he does it where like he orders a burger but no bun, right?
I think something like that.
And he will just get it in a box, and like sometimes McDonald's just give him like issues over that, but whatever.
I was gonna say, any food issues usually happen to Monaco. Like if someone's fries are missing, mics are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, drive-throughs are really just a fucking nightmare on tour, man. That shit is
can
the worst. Oh man.
Dude, especially when we roll through, because everyone in the last 10 band knows exactly what they want when they get to McDonald's. Even though we look at the menu, we know what we want. So like why will start, he knows what he wants. Hale asks Cody knows what he wants. And then we get to Mike, and Mike is always like, and
I hate that shit. I hate that shit.
on the other side. And they always gotta stop. And then Mike is like, well, can I get and then orders the exact same thing he ordered.
Yeah.
Like
No, I genuinely hate that shit. Like when people do that, I'm like, all right, have you been to McDonald's before? They're like, yeah. I'm like, what do you like? I'm like, this. Like, do you want to get that? I'm like, well, I don't know. I want to know what's on the menu. It's like, nah, fuck the menu. Do you like this? Like, yeah. Okay, get that. And I'm like, I'm really glad I got this. I'm like, yeah. Just stop wasting time.
The menu never fucking changes.
McDonald's.
It's always the same. So what?
Yeah, like
Everyone gets the same shit.
why do people need to look at the menu? It's fucking McDonald's. Like what are you gonna what else are you gonna get other than like McNuggets and like a fucking burger, you know?
Exactly.
It's not a 5-star restaurant.
The McFlurry machine doesn't work, so that's out of the equation. So that's like 9 times out of 10.
well, you
Yeah, it's not like they've got the fucking chef special.
It's never even working here, to be honest. The ice cream machine.
Oh yeah.
It must be like a universal thing. Just
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
It's actually because at nighttime they clean it.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. There's like a theory behind it. It's crazy.
Yeah, at nighttime, but at like I think it's 8 o'clock or some shit like that around the whole entire world. Like that's when they clean the ice cream machine. So when you're drunk as fuck and you're like, let me get a smoothie, and they're like, it's broken. You're like, that shit ain't broken every day.
God.
Like that's exactly what's going on. So you got that one motherfucker who comes home from work every night at 11 o'clock, wants a fucking McFlurry, but he can't because you're bullshitting him the whole time about that shit being broken, just on cleaning mode. Like, it's motherfuckers who didn't know how to give the right answer that ruined it for everyone. That's what it was. Everyone could have just been like, oh, we're cleaning it, but everyone was like, it's not working. So now it's
that's short-term response.
Yeah, just like getting your hand tattooed. It doesn't hurt. It's not as bad as everyone says it is. Do it, kids.
Yeah.
Do it.
See, I got my forearm, the other side of my forearm tattooed the other day. 8 hours, and fuck me, like that was the most painful. Yeah,
This
that
was only
it did.
3 before.
Yeah, no, like 8, like no, yeah, no, it was actually 9 hours. Yeah, 9 hours. It took.
This was 8 hours because there's no line work and shit like that. But this is
Yeah.
a cover.
Oh shit, that's a cover. Yeah, I can't even tell that's a cover up.
Yeah, you can probably see now. There used to be words here.
That's really good.
I used to. You ever see Hot Tub Time Machine?
Oh yeah, shit, yeah, I've seen
So I used to have the Great White Buffalo tattooed across my forearms.
that. Fucking great. Why did you get it covered up?
I'm gonna cover our buffalo, and I'm just gonna leave this outline of the buffalo because there's a whiskey called Buffalo Trace that I love. So I'm gonna use that. But yeah,
Awesome.
you literally used to say they'll bug the Great White Buffalo across my forearms. Like,
Honestly, that's a sick fucking tattoo, man. I can't believe you got it covered up. That's fucking amazing.
dude, yeah. I mean, well, I couldn't anymore.
That's super cool, man. Super cool.
Yeah, what's like this is always a great one. What's like the funniest like gig / tour story you guys have got?
Ooh.
Wyatt almost fought some drunk dude outside of a venue once, and then our boy Jerry climbed in the truck while the dude was like yelling at Wyatt. He like crawled in the van from the other side and was like, "Hey, dude, what's going on?" And like scared the shit out of the guy. That was what really popped into my head.
That was the boot tour, right?
I think that was the boot tour, yeah. And then another time, Monaco shit himself standing in front of the toilet, like running to the toilet.
No way.
Right.
Story.
I don't remember that. I don't think I was playing with you guys.
No, you weren't in that band yet. So I'm not gonna say who because they're really touchy about this. But one time when we were touring, we had a bunch of bands on one bus, and someone got really, really, really drunk and pissed on somebody else in the band, like in their bunk, like up to their bunk, blackout drunk, and pissed all over them. Like,
did he think it was a toilet, or was he just doing it as like a prank or something?
dude, he didn't even. So the person who was getting pissed on thought it was a joke and thought it was a water bottle, and woke up and then realized what was going on. And the person who was doing the peeing went back to sleep, and it took them a little bit to wake him up. And when they woke him back up, he like didn't believe that it happened. He was like, "No, you got." Like, and we were like, "Bro, you pissed on him. He was asleep. We haven't even been on this bus for 24 hours. You're pissing on dudes." Like,
That
was funny. All the time with Steven wasn't there. This is one time Monaco got out of the van to take a picture of this beautiful scenery, and a bee chased him around the van for like 3 minutes. That was good. Shit happens all the time. I'm sure I could think of a ton of funny things. Steven, were you with us when that dude was drunk on the side of the road? Some dude got drunk on the side of the road and was driving up on the fucking on the shoulder during traffic, and stopped and got out of his car and like wobbled up to a cop car to try to act like he wasn't fucking doing something illegal. And he tried to like the cop car to be like, "What's going on? Why is there traffic?" And he his hands off the car real quick. Yo, gets out of this dude. They let traffic go. They were stopping traffic for construction. They let traffic go so they can arrest this dude. Like,
I don't
That's
remember.
fucking amazing.
You just look at that out the back window. He's just there, like with that shit.
crazy.
Oh.
It's all the time.
Yo, John, you remember in Denver? So we had played Kansas City the night before, and some guy gave us like edibles. I think it was your boy, John. He gave me like a cookie. And
no, we got real stoned.
yo, it was bad because like we wake up the next day, and like I remember me and John took it at the same time. We had just woken up. And
I couldn't sleep. It wouldn't let me sleep, right?
Yeah. And I remember, all I remember was like looking up from the back of the van, and John was driving, and and I was like, "Yo, I think they're kicking in." And like John looks up at the rearview mirror, and his eyes are fucking glazed, like just permanent bloodshot red. And then we get to an illegal Pete's. You remember the illegal Pete's part?
Yeah, I have pictures of that.
Dude, so we get to this restaurant called Illegal Pete's, right? And I have like little recollection of the entire trip. Like I barely remember ordering my food. And when we got upstairs, I passed out on the table because I was way too ripped. I literally passed out, and I had to tell fucking John to go get me water because like I was like sweating profusely. I don't fucking know, bro. It was bad. It was really bad. And I got in the van and I was like, wow, like it's only 2 p.m. and I have to play a show today. I was like still ripped during the set. Like I was ripped from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. And like my tolerance is pretty high. So it was like really shocking.
That must have been a hard show to play.
Yeah, that show and you remember the Tampa show, John, when I had that Nerds rope?
I was just gonna bring that up. I was like, do you remember how good the Nerds rope was though?
Yeah, the Nerds rope was that. I literally looked John in the eye. I'm like, I'm gonna go take a nap in the van. Wake me up for 15 minutes from playing because this is critical. That was fun.
You would eat like this much of it, and it would just make you feel like, oh, yeah. Dude, like you did like 8 dabs. You were like,
it was ridiculous. It was too much.
Did the power nap help?
Yeah. I mean, like I saw a video that night and I was like, all right, like I didn't fuck up too bad, so I guess it was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting like a common theme with like, you know, like tour stories with with edibles. Like it's just like every band should just start taking up, going, no, avoid edibles.
But I've also noticed like it actually just gets crazy every time. Every time we get a new band on, like they always top the last tour story. So you guys are now in the lead because that's some crazy shit, man.
Yeah, no, there's like crazier shit too, man. It's just like it's hard to like sit down and like try to think because they just all happen like day after day after day after each other. It's ridiculous.
Dude, I like, and some of them I don't even want to tell because then like then I'm gonna get outed.
So no, which ones will get me cancelled and which ones
I got feel good.
But there's always like there's 3 themes that like we always pick up on where it's like edibles, someone shitting themselves, someone pissing themselves. Like I'm like, how often does this shit happen? Like Sean from you.
Last time they shit their pants on tour.
Well, yeah, no. If someone hasn't shit themselves as an adult, I don't trust them. Because it's like you're lying. There's no way you haven't. I was like, you'd never farted and just thought, oh shit, that was not a fart. Like never once in your entire life you never shot yourself as an adult. Lying straight away. Nah.
It's awesome.
But like Sean from Ingested told us the story of when he got food poisoning whilst on stage, and like they were at this venue, and he had to run whilst like still playing and vomit into the fucking bathroom because it was like literally right next door to like the stage. So he just ran on and he was playing and he was like,
oh my god, dude.
On the US tour that they did.
I think so. I think it might be in the US tour.
I remember Sean getting sick right around the time we visited John's house. I don't know if you're
sick on that tour. Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, that was like the follow COVID tour. Shit was a fucking nightmare. You want to talk about tour stories? Like this is like pre-pandemic, like all the COVID hype starting to warm up. Like cases in California just like got found, and like we just hit the West Coast, going to Vancouver. Like
I paid him $1 in Vancouver to move so we could turn the van around because he wouldn't get up.
Oh yeah.
Here's $1, move, and he was like, okay.
Fuck. that whole Vancouver trip was fucked, man.
Bro, shitting in the alleyways and stuff.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen like a city more rough than that, to be honest.
Bro, one dude jerking off in the corner while a drug deal happens next to him. Like they were just out in the open.
Jesus
the absolute first thing I saw when I woke up from my nap and I get up and I'm like, okay, like we're in Vancouver now, is a fucking guy with 2 syringes hanging on his ear. He spits in the air, catches his spit, and then his pants are like nearly on his ankles, and I'm just like, fuck am I right now, bro?
I feel like it was supposed like a nightmare or something.
Get
Oh,
me
back to
home, bro. Holy
Bro, this is why I miss tour, bro. The shit that'll happen, especially the shit me and Steven will say, because we're like the more abrasive ones out of the group. Like, it's real fun.
It's just ridiculous. It's funny
Guys
though.
used to do like a travel vlog or
Comedic,
something.
but- What happened?
You guys need to do like a band vlog or something. You know, when you go
Oh,
on.
band vlog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See the shit.
We want to with service.
I feel like we'd have like 80% director's cut and 20% like what's out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Shit that's really worthy of being like presented to the public is not shit we can present to the public.
You have to give like your guys Snyder cut or something for the the tour.
Yeah.
Just hang with us. Like all you have to just be in the van for like a couple of days and like witness everyone shout at each other and be mean, and then it's just that's it. Like
Yep.
watch Mike get really mad. Count see how many times you can yell Cody's name until he stops answering you.
Oh my god.
Be like, Cody, what?
It sounds fucking awesome, man.
Missed that.
Cody, what?
So I want to ask you guys, so outside of music then, what are your hobbies and interests? Like something that people might not know about you?
You want to go ahead, John?
So I love food. So I'm constantly looking for expensive restaurants in my area. I'm always going to someplace ridiculous, or I'm always cooking something really, really sick. I've recently, because of my job now, I'm kind of like addicted to the work. I got the workout bug a little bit. Like I like lifting at work and stuff like that. So I like to smoke a shit ton of weed. I like good steaks. I like money, and I love my bandmates and the album that we just made. Those are the things I like to do.
That's all you need, man.
Hanging out with my girlfriend, she's fucking hysterical, especially when she's mad at me, which is like 99.9% of the time. So it's usually pretty funny.
Don't you think like that's like probably one of the best parts about the relationship is just pissing the other off, like just to amuse yourself. Like I'll say shit to my girlfriend, like I don't even mean it, but I'll just be like, let's just like slide it
Let's
in, and
just
she's
see the
like, what the fuck
reaction.
did you say? And I'm like,
Our favorite thing is when I'm really stoned and we're watching TV, she'll say something to me and I'm doing this. And she'll be like, right? Like, yeah, no, I couldn't hear because I watched the TV. What did you say? Just say it again. Just say it again. What did you say? Like, that's our thing.
Nah, I'll say something that like, she'll just be like, what the fuck did you just say? And I'll just be like, oh no. But then, so I'll literally just say it and then just say, I said no. What's up with you? So she starts thinking, am I going crazy? Like, is he asking me shit? And like, am I just making that shit up? So I'll just go, I didn't ask you anything. What's up with you? And she goes, I'm sure you did. I'm like, no, you didn't. And so she just sit there for ages, like, why the fuck is he doing that?
It's making her feel crazy.
Oh,
My girlfriend doesn't like being alone in the dark, so that's something I get to play with a lot, which is funny.
He's like wait behind doorways and like,
No, like I'll close the bedroom door when I go to the bathroom and shit like that, and she'll be like, "Open the door!"
that is the fun stuff.
You guys have mentioned like the new album. What can you sort of tell us about it? What can we kind of expect?
With the fucking face and all your teeth are gonna fall out, and you're never gonna smile. That's what Jack was.
Yeah,
Sounds awesome.
It's pretty crazy. There's a lot of like new. Well, this is my first album with the band actually, so there's definitely like that going on. But I like out of everything the band's put out before, I think this is like the most different sounding, but at the same time so true to its original sound, if that makes any sense. Like there's a lot of new areas and territory that's explored, like stylistically and whatnot, and I think it just molded like pretty well, and it sounds pretty sick, honestly. Like just from what I'm hearing already, like we haven't even gone to the final stages of like the process or anything, but it's sounding killer for sure.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I've been listening to you guys all through today because basically I'm working from home at the moment, so I can listen to music in between like doing calls and stuff. So like I just stopped myself from like roundhouse kicking my laptop off the fucking desk. I was like, oh, this is so good. So, yeah.
I appreciate the shit out of you. We got a song I'm really stoked for everybody to hear on this new album is this song called Vampire. In my opinion, you've never heard anybody in metal do this. The intro of the song. I mean, please show it to me. And mark my fucking words. If you've heard a band in metal do this, I want to fucking hear it. I really do. This shit is some Queen shit. It's literally like it's like a barbershop quartet. Like we're just like humming and shit like that in different tones, and then Wyatt's singing over it. There's no instruments at all. It's just all vocals, like some TikTok like acapella shit. It's fucking ridiculous.
You
Nah,
definitely like
sounds
sparked my
interesting, bro.
interest now.
It's really cool. I really can't wait for everyone to talk shit about it.
Yeah.
That's like one of the
honestly.
best parts about like dropping like a track or a new album is they're like, I love this, but I just can't wait to hear all the shit that people say. Like when you see like some of the comments where you're like, ah, fuck off, you don't know shit.
This album is everything that everyone loved about the Violent Sound and Machina put together with all the flair of Soulless Hymns, because there are so many parts of this album that remind you of Soulless. For example, there's a Battle of the Butcher 2. There's Guillotine Queen 2 on this album. Like all sorts of shit that we're diving back into. And just get prepared, man. Just be ready to hear everything that you love and hate about this band at once, because we just didn't give a fuck this time.
Oh yeah.
Just
you guys were playing
completely
some
off
of
the
that shit.
leash.
Are you guys gonna be playing that shit when you play with Shadow of Intent in Manchester?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we're gonna open up with a song called "The Sabbath," which is our new intro rant.
Man, I'm ready to throw down, man. I can't wait.
That one's gonna be sick. I want to play the song called "The Sabbath" and what's the I want to play Butcher. The new Butcher is awesome, because the new Butcher has everyone in the band that sings is singing the majority of the time on that album, on that song. I mean, so it's cool.
Definitely my favorite song on the new album for sure.
Yeah, Butcher. So mine is my favorite song on the new album, "Glory Be to Misery."
Oh yeah, that one's really good too.
Yeah,
they're all good
Relax.
songs, man. I'm definitely excited to get it out and just have it out there.
Yeah, especially like after all the work you put into it, there's not better than just seeing it on Spotify or Apple Music. It's so much like
it literally started with me just like on a trackpad on my computer, like punching in each fucking drum note.
You know what, programming drums, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
like that's so time consuming.
It sucks, and my attention span is so fucking short. So like, I get distracted really easily. So like, it's hard.
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
Hard.
Like if I go, all right, I'm gonna write a drum track tonight, I like have to like limit all distractions around me and just sit there and just punch it in, because it's so annoying, especially with like MIDI drums. You can't really figure out spacing that well, like depending on how you've got it set up. Like I always fuck up, like if it's like something on the snare, the kick might just be a bit too quick, like like before it, so it just sounds really weird. So then you're like, okay, where the fuck do I put this? And then you put it back and it's like too far back, and then it's like you find that even bit, then but you can't get the rest of it to fucking flow. It's the most annoying thing ever.
Yeah, no, it's tedious, man, for real. Like I usually just get like really stoned, so like I'm just like I could at least focus a little better that way. I mean, some people think that it doesn't really help you focus, but I don't know. I guess everyone's different.
Hey, bro, helps me focus.
Yeah, like
if you get too stoned, then you can't focus. But if like you get like get just right, you know what I'm saying, and you start writing some shit, you will burn through that song. That's how I write most of our music. Like, you know, I'll wake up in the morning and smoke a little bit and just sit down on my phone and just start ripping at it. And when I get in the groove of like writing, like I'm writing all day. You know what I mean? Like in between my job the whole time, like it's time consuming.
See, like I can't. Yeah, I can't smoke when I want to like focus almost. Like with me, I had to stop smoking because it just made me like really paranoid about all sorts of shit. Like I used to have like this thing where I used to smoke a lot because Brad, I said to Brad like I'd always come to his house and I'd be like really stoned. He's like, how the fuck did you even get here? I'm like, it's like a little game I play with myself. If I get fucked up enough, finding my way home gets really interesting and really fun really quick.
Oh man, that sounds like me all throughout fucking college.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
fun. It's like you kind of get somewhere and then you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I'm even more stoned. How the fuck am I gonna get home? I started to figure that shit out.
Bro, I've legitimately like passed out on a train. Like,
Yeah, I've done the same,
from
exact
city.
same.
Yeah, I was like,
what's up am I at, dude? Like,
I woke up in fucking Harlem and I was like, yo.
How far was it from where you wanted to be?
Well, it's on the way to my house, but like I think what I just felt like that had to have been the lowest point in my life, man. Like people had like their phones out filming me while I was slumped on the fucking subway floor. Like, and not many people know about this because it's not something you brag about, but like
now everyone knows about it.
but you know, it's just like it was just weird. I was like, bro, like how?
I feel like if this is like a film about you, there'd be like a moment like this is when Steve knew he fucked up.
Yeah. And like the whole rest of the year, I was waiting to see like a video of me on Facebook go viral or something because I was like, there's no way like that's like people aren't gonna post that. You know what I mean? Like everyone fucking posted that. So I don't know.
Was it the same year as that Subway rat like that was stealing the pizza? Because that could have been what tipped it. It's like pushed it so far back where it's like, oh shit, they posted it, but Subway rat beat it.
Yeah, it was around that time actually. Funny.
Was it actually?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was like 2017, 18, right?
Yes, you might have looked out like that just got limelight that time. It was like if that video had never came out, it could have been you. It
could have been me, man. But like also there's way worse shit that happens like in New York City. Like that.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
Especially now.
Yeah, for sure. Like
shit's gotten crazy.
Subway rides are like a huge portion of the experience of like New York, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of crazy shit that happens there. It's fucking stupid, but it's funny.
Yeah, like, I think when like stuff like especially this year started getting absolutely crazy. I saw like a video of like this super old guy, and he must have lived in New York like before it kind of like the crime rate went down. Like he's there like New York's back. Yeah. You're like, this is how it used to be, and like he's like ranting about how great it is now.
Yeah,
like it was like roundabout. Who was that celebrity that got punched just randomly in the street? Like he was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Like he had the glasses on. Like there was like a story where he was just walking outside a hotel. Some guy for some reason just twatted him for no reason.
No,
and walked off.
That's just New York. You just get punched in the face because your shirt looks stupid.
That's crazy, man.
You'll be with your boys and someone will be drunk and be like, bro, that dude's shirt is mad dumb, and you just get robbed. Like,
pretty much.
No, like, the amount of like memes that I see popping up like that shit that happens in New York. Like I saw some like there was just like a like a photo dump. It was just like a tweet that said, it's like only shit like this could happen in New York. It's like another universe, and it was just random shit of like weird stuff like that someone had just taken photos of in the day.
Yo, New York will have some crazy shit going on, man. Believe it. Just random things will happen there all the time. There's too much commotion. And
there's too many people.
At 6 in the morning, the way it does at 2 in the morning, like that shit is on at all day. Like it doesn't turn on.
Well, it's because everyone like lives on top of each other. Like it's such a like big city, but the population's just massive.
Yeah. And it's the only city where I see that's the one thing I really miss about living in New York City, because I've been out of New York City for about 3 years now, and living in Florida, people love to stare. Everyone does this fucking staring thing where they stare. And in New York, if you make eye contact, I'm like, yo, what's good? And it's so annoying. Fucking looking at everybody, and everyone's always looking at me, and I'm just always like, what up? And people are like, what? It's so
like people in the South, or like anywhere else for that matter, they like greet each other and whatnot. Like if you were to walk outside your house in New York and like say good morning to someone, like They'd probably look at you weird. Some people would say it back.
Yeah, they probably look at me. You get this look like this.
No, because it depends on what neighborhood you're in. If you're like in a like, well, you know, like fucking Upper East Side, fucking executive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like if you're in the hood or some shit, or just like the Lower East Side or some shit, like you know what I mean? Like people don't like. Everyone's like so like tunnel vision, you know, like they have their own shit to worry about. Like we don't. You could be like dying on the floor, and like people are gonna walk right past you. Like, you know what I mean? Like you might have like one good Samaritan in like a 5-mile radius, and then they'll probably call an ambulance. But other than that, everyone's like about their own business. Like no one looks at each other. Like it's weird.
Yeah, no one cares. No one cares.
It's kind of like the same here, like in London and like down south, like everyone's a bit more reserved, like a bit what you said, like, you know, nobody really says hello to each other. But like down here in Yorkshire where we live, like everyone's a bit more pally. Everyone will say hello and greet each other. So yeah, I could definitely see the parallels between here as well with like, you know, the south down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had like a 20-minute conversation with just some random dude at the bus stop I was at. Like he just asked me for a cig, so I was like, "Yeah, there you go, there's your cig," and he was like, "Oh, so where do you work?"
Dude, I literally like if someone was to do that to me, I would have to find some sort of excuse to walk away because I just cannot. Especially if I'm listening to music, holy shit! You're gonna make me take off a headphone to have a conversation with you, and I don't even know you. Like I'm gonna have like this like sensation under my skin. I don't know. It's weird. It's so hard to explain. It's just like I don't know. Like it's not common to just like have full blown conversations with strangers here because like everyone's like in a rush. You know what I mean? Like shit's timed. Like there's no time for that. You know what I mean? It's weird.
I'm busy waiting for the bus, bro. This is my favorite part. Shut up.
Where the breakdown's about to hit. Shut the fuck up.
Like
you gotta rewind the song, yo.
I do that. I literally do. I will start an entire album all over again because someone fucked up the sequence. You know what I mean? I have a conversation.
I know exactly.
I've always been like quite a chatty person. I don't know what it's been like. No matter who it is, I can just talk. Like if someone comes up to me and like if I'm just like watching a movie on my phone, someone goes, "Oh, what? You know, how's that movie?" I'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's fucking great." And I just love having conversations with people. I think it's because in my job, well, for one, I do this, so like that helps with talking to people, and like two, I'm like an IT guy, so I get random people call me every day, like you know, like to sort out an issue. So I tend to talk to them quite a bit. So I think now I've become like really weirdly acquainted to like talking to random people all the time. So like when people like come up to me and like want to talk to me, I'm like, yeah, I'll go. Where are you from? How are you? You know what I mean? Where do you work?
Yeah, I'm like the complete opposite.
People. You know what I mean? Like we like to talk too, but we're just from New York. So like when a random person comes to talk to us, our first instinct is like, who the fuck?
Oh yeah, no, I immediately think like, what do they want? But then I'm like, okay, they're just like wanting a convo. So then like, that's when I kind of like, associate like, okay, yeah, nah, cool. I'll just sit and talk. I've got nothing to do.
God, Steven, you know what this just reminded me of? And Cody, if you're watching this, I love you before I say this. Anytime somebody walks up to the band and they're like, "Oh, this and this about what you guys are doing," Cody will tell you everything.
Yeah.
Where we came from, who we're with, who's inside, who's in the band. Like, yo.
All the juicy gossip.
Yeah. Where you going? Down the road. That's my answer.
See what Nathan said. I mean, me and Nathan are from the same place, like, but he likes speaking to people. I just really don't. Like, I'm very much what Steve said. Like, if I'm listening to a song and someone tries to talk to me when a breakdown's about to hit, I'm just like, fuck. Like, I'll do anything to avoid. I'll just pretend like the noise cancellation or something. And I speak to people every day in my job, like, and I still hate it. So yeah, I speak to people that I know. But if some randomer comes up to me and I'm like listening to music, I'm like, fuck you, man. You've just interrupted the best bit of this song.
Facts. I restart songs if the GPS inputs are upset. I'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Shit's
No,
mad.
I'm a little social butterfly. Like the amount of times like me and Brad have been on like nights out, like gone to like bars or like a nightclub or something, and he'd just come out and I'll be in the smoking and I'm like, hey, have you met Dave? He's a fucking great guy. Like they'll be like, why are people just coming up to him? Like, yeah, they're just coming up to me. I'm talking to them.
That's
I've made
monogamous.
friends. Like,
I do
I'm
have.
hanging out with these people now.
It's not my proudest moment, but there was a time when I was out in a nightclub and there was like a girl having a seizure on the floor. And I kind of looked at her and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna get a drink. Everybody's like holding around. I was like, fuck this, I'm not dealing with this shit, man. I'm just gonna get a fucking Jack and
That's some
Coke.
shit. Yo, that's some shit I would do it. My whole band would be like, "You're such a piece of shit. We don't like you."
No, I completely feel it's like this is not your problem. Like somebody else is gonna deal with it. I'm
Thank you.
thirsty. Yeah,
I'm
that's what it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
Yo,
but that's such a Brad story though. Like that's exactly what Brad's like. He's like, fuck it. No, I can't be arsed dealing with it.
I'm too awkward for this shit, man. I can't deal with all this drama going on.
Didn't she end up just being like a bit too drunk though? Like she was just throwing up a little bit, and then like they found out, oh, you drank too much, love. Like there's nothing actually wrong with you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it went.
it's amazing. You got to let people figure it out on their own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I think I think with me it's just I don't know. I think I've always just like talking to people. I don't know. It's one of those things where I like to get to know people. I can talk for hours. I think it's I think in like high school and shit didn't really talk much. So like now as an adult, if now I've like sort of been like way more confident, yeah, nah, straight away I'll be talking.
Let's make it up for the time missed.
Yeah.
Talking this comes from like I enjoy making people laugh. Like I really want.
Oh, you know, I fucking love that too.
So like that's probably one of my other hobbies is just comedy and stand up. Like I've really figured out the niche of like how to make people laugh and how joking works. So I really enjoy like whipping that all day. I do it a lot at work, yo. I make everybody laugh a lot all the time at work. So I'm kind of like building up this thing where I'm just gonna quit music and be a comedian.
You should do it, man. Do it.
Well, don't do it. Just even them both out.
Yeah.
Do
I'll be
both.
funnier on stage is what's gonna happen. Now instead of now when everyone fucks up and their equipment breaks, I'll when I say it's their birthday, I'll say something else about them too, which I really miss.
Yeah.
I've been saying it's their birthday.
That is literally a fucking nightmare. Holy shit! You want to talk about anxiety? All right,
When I do that,
dude. Like technical difficulties. It happens, but like just like in the middle of it all, and like you're like in the middle of a set, and like shit just fucks up. Like, oh my god, it's like every nerve in your body is just exploding one by one, and like
give
time.
it up for Steven's birthday.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "What the fuck's going on? Like, what is he talking about?" And then people come up after the show and they're like, "Yo, happy birthday, bro!"
Like,
Oh my god, bro!
Like I don't want there to be any technical difficulties, but I kind of want there to be just to experience this. It would be kind of funny.
It's definitely funny, dude. I get it from Gary from Lorna Shore. I think it was Gary. It's definitely from Lorna Shore. I did a tour with Lorna a long time ago, and I think their bassist Gary used to do that to everybody. And like shit would fuck up on stage, and he would say it was their birthday. Like
That's amazing. So I do have to ask as well.
The worst thing you can do in a fuck up is then realize you fucked up. Because I've always like spoke to like other musicians, and like one guy that I know, he's a drummer, and he said the worst thing you could do when you fuck up is just know you did it. I'm like, why? Because I once fucked up, and then all I could think about is how I fucked up, which made me fuck up more. So I was completely off tempo. I was just fucking up the beat. It got to the point where like I got through the song, and I turned around to vocals like, hey, let's just like do a bit of crowd work for like 5 seconds just so I can refresh.
I think my favorite fuck ups is in like when you're in the sweet ass groove and here comes a second song and it's like and everything stops. Like, here we go, and I'm like,
It's like PTSD all over again, man. Oh, no.
I always thought that, like, when that happens in a gig, I'm like, that must be so awkward for the band. I'm just like, what must be going through the minds right now? Like, fuck.
We're gonna start that again.
Yeah, it happens. Or like it's happened to me before. Like remember that time we were about to play the box and like I set off the click track and I literally came in one beat late. So subsequently the rest of the track would be late if we were to keep playing, and like you just had to stop on the first note.
I do remember that. Yeah. Beginning, I remember that.
Which was fucking so embarrassing. I was like, oh my god, bro. Like it happens.
I know before you in the band, Monaco was really drunk and he fell on stage and played most of Butcher sitting down.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
That's rough.
I saw
I don't
saw one. I saw one. It was I think his name's Tom Amos. He's in like a band called Gun Down. And during a show, he broke his fucking leg. So like he was in the pit and he like jumps, lands. There's fucking video of it. I'll have to send it to you guys at some point. But like he lands and you can see his leg just snap like straight the other way.
Damn.
He sat down for the rest of the gig and still managed to do a guest spot for one of the bands.
That's sick, man.
Yeah, no, he was a soldier, persevered straight through that.
Big balls, yeah, for real.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Defo.
Yeah, you were pretty impressive.
So I have to ask you guys, like, what's been the proudest moment since being in the band? Like, for both of you, what's been your favorite moment?
Steven, you go first.
So I started playing with the band in August 2019, right? My contact time is so fucked because of COVID, so bear with me. But yeah, so 2019, out of the tours we've done, like my favorite moment, like where I just like sat there and was like, holy shit, like this is fucking dope. Probably, I would say like either that Fit for an Autopsy tour or that Born of Osiris tour. Because both those tour packages included bands that I've been listening to since like the beginning, you know what I mean? Like since high school, like being in the classroom, sitting in the back, not paying attention, headphones in, like that's who I was, you know what I mean? So it was cool to like realize in that moment, like, damn, I'm like touring with these like really sick bands that I looked up to. And it's like a really, you know, it's an awesome opportunity that I won't ever take for granted. And I just want to keep pushing forward, you know what I mean? But yeah, like those two tours, like definitely like that whole winter, because they were like pretty close to each other, was like really like eye-opening for me, for sure. That was like my favorite moment.
Yeah, this sounds awesome, to be fair.
Dude, for me, it's like just the entire experience, I think, as a musician and being in this band and not being in this band all at once has just been such a blessing. Like I've been able to sing for my favorite band, like not just like, you know, a guest spot. Like I've actually been the singer of my favorite band before. Like I've been able to tour, you know, all different countries and stuff like that. For me, I think the most recent thing that I've loved is, you know, getting the Telefunken endorsement, you know, getting the Vocal Mist endorsement, being on a TV at NAMM, like that's fucking sick. All that's sick. Going to Europe, going to the UK, touring on a bus, like all of that is stuff that I hold dear to my heart. Like you have no idea, you know, like being able to go to some place and, you know, kids say that they have my picture in their room or that they listen to my band all the time or that, you know, they look up to us. All that stuff is just super touching for me, you know, and just I've had really, really meaningful conversations with some of my favorite vocalists that have complimented me in ways that make me feel like, you know, like I can't even put it into words. Like, you know, like I just got, you know, like I got the best words from, you know, from like, I don't know, you know, Baker's Idol type shit. I've had my vocal idol look me in the face and be like, you got it. Like, you're the fucking shit. You're sick. And I remember that back in the day, like that blew my mind. Like, so any moment like that that's ever happened to me has been my favorite moment. You know, like I can't say that there's a lot of people out there that can be like, yo, my favorite band growing up, I was their vocalist after their singer left. Like, it's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was going to ask actually, like, you know, you said you mentioned both of you meeting people you looked up to. Do you ever like remember a certain conversation or some kind of words of advice that have both stuck with you both since you've had that conversation?
Yeah, for sure. The one thing that definitely stuck with me when I spoke to Jesse Leach, I was talking about him about vocal care, and this is fucking truth. He said to sleep unnecessarily. If your voice is acting up like in a way that you can't control it, sleep it the fuck off. Sleep all day, all night. Just continue to sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep until it's your set, because sleeping is just really good for regenerating your vocals. So that was something that really stuck with me. Because at that point, I think it was like Christian was still in the band, so it was a long time ago, but I was having a little bit of a problem. It was before I had the vocal mist and everything like that. So that all stuck with me for sure.
That's a really interesting technique, to be honest. I don't think I've heard that one before, but that's really cool.
Yeah. There's a couple. I found out a couple of new ones that I'm not gonna tell anybody, but I found them out during this album, and bro, they were so good that I was drinking one bottle of water for the entire day while recording a song, like 8 hours.
I go through at least two. I go through at least two.
Usually I'll do way more than that. You know what I mean? I'll go like 4 or 5. You know, I'm just drinking the whole time. But this new item that I've discovered has completely, like, you're gonna see me eating it on stage now instead of drinking water. You'll see me pick a piece up of this and eat it instead of drinking water. Watch.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Yeah, no,
bye.
I've been trying to find like some good vocal care sort of stuff, because it's like I always kind of neglect the shit out of that, but I think that's just because I'm new. That's what I mean.
Yo, yeah, that happens a lot, yo. When kids are like, "Oh, I want lessons," and then kids come to you for lessons, right? And their first lesson, you hand them all of this information, and it's like overload. Like they don't expect that they have to actually, learn something and do something. They want like this quick fix, and they think like you're going to show them these cool little techniques, and then they're going to be a beast. Like that's not how it works. This was hard work. You're going to have to do it all too. Like not all of us are just gifted. I know a lot of singers like to act like, oh yeah, I just do it. Like we all had to work hard to figure it out. Like everyone's
yeah.
at some point.
It took me at least like a year working on it before I was comfortable with kind of doing it. And like even then, like, like now I'm like, yeah, nah, I need to work on my technique way better. So I've been watching a lot of like online lessons and stuff like that to try and improve.
Melissa Cross, yo.
Oh yeah, no, I bought the Art of Screaming. I watched that fucking religiously, so I've been watching the shit out of that.
That is literally all you need.
Yeah, definitely. Like she's fucking amazing, to be fair. How she's like sort of.
I've never
the
met
amount
her.
Of vocals she's helped.
She looks exactly like my mother. Exactly. It's not even exactly like my mom. It's fucking insane.
That's mental. That's fucking crazy.
It's really.
I think we're getting to sort of like the end point of the interview.
Cool.
So what we always kind of like leave on is, what advice would you give to either your younger self or a musician just starting out?
Yo, practice. Yes, Steven. Let Steven do it. I'm gonna be an asshole.
Well, if I was talking to myself, I would say like don't go to college. And I mean, like you could say that for everyone, but like everyone has their own path or whatever. So I can't really like put that on other people. But me in particular, with the way my life is set up and whatnot, I felt like college was a waste of time and money, and I could have been touring way sooner had I not gone there. I literally just went for no reason, pretty much. And just fucking don't stick to playing blast beats for fucking 24/7. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you're a metal drummer, like, don't get me wrong, like, get your endurance up, get your speed up, get your chops up. But at the end of the day, like, it's way better to be a well-rounded musician. And I feel like I only just started paying attention to that in the more recent years, like the last 2 years or so. But when I was like first starting off on drums, like 17, 18, and I'm now 24, like I was just like fucking I was just trying to play Whitechapel, Oceano, like, you know what I mean? Just the whole deathcore discography. And like, that would limit my abilities to just that and nothing more. So just thinking outside the box and just like, you know, trying to get better. That's it. I don't know. There's really not much I can say to my past self. I'm pretty like content with where I'm at right now. Like, you know, like I'm not regressing, I'm progressing, at least in my eyes. So, you know, I'm obviously doing something right, you know?
Yes,
No, I
sure.
agree.
Sure.
I wouldn't have anything to say to my younger self either, because I honestly, I love me. I love my life and where I'm at, and all the turmoil and dumb shit that I've done in my life has led me to where I am here. So my younger self, I don't have anything to say. Like, to new musicians starting up, go more with what Steven's saying, like, learn how to be a musician first. Like, people who want to be a singer, learn how to fucking sing before you learn how to scream. I know it's annoying, but I promise you that is going to be so fucking useful to screaming, and it's not even going to be a joke. Like, it's really the same shit. I don't even warm up to screaming. You know what I mean? Like, I warm up to singing, and I learned it backwards. I was screaming first, and it's definitely a bit of an uphill battle afterwards. But I practice. Do not hold yourself above anything. If you're one of these new musicians or kids or anybody like that that's like, oh, I don't play that, or I don't like to do that style, you are already fucking it up. The only people who get to say I don't do that and I don't like that style are people like Kanye West and like Paul McCartney, dudes who are huge, guys who are already making money off of their music. Those are the people who get to say I don't like to do that, because you're just a regular musician. You don't even know who you are as a musician. You should do everything to figure out what the fuck you're going to do. And if you stop yourself because you're constantly putting up these barriers, like, I don't play this, I don't listen to this, I don't do that, you're never going to grow. And it's the same type of shit that Steven is saying. Don't be afraid to expand. That's why when I joined Last 10, we didn't give a fuck about being like, oh, we got a new singer, we got to show everyone how heavy it is still. No, we were like, fuck that. We're going to write the album that we want to write. We were going to, with or without Storm, we were going to write this rock album. We're going to still do that. And I was all for it. I was like, let's do it, Fucking, you have 100%. You have to do things that are going to allow you to do everything, because dudes like Kanye West, dudes like fucking P. Diddy, those guys don't do one thing. They do everything. Jay-Z owns a basketball team. You know what I'm saying? Like, those dudes do everything.
Yeah, man, you got to be
100%,
with this.
100% agree with you.
Yo, okay, so here's a major thing. We're like musicians, guys. You are a fucking brand. You are not just band. You are a brand. It matters how you fucking act. Look, what your shit looks like, what you do. That's literally why the rap industry has gone like this and the rock industry has gone like this, because musicians in the rock industry are all worried about, I only care about the music. And dudes in the rap industry are like, fuck the music. I care about how I look, and look how rich they are. So care about the brand. If you give a fuck about the brand and you're a good musician, you will blossom and it will be awesome.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Practice. I know John said it earlier, but like, just fucking practice. Like,
Steven only plays drums. Don't listen to him. The dude gets out of the van, loads, sits down in the green room and plays drums. Comes off stage, sits in the green room, takes a shower, plays drums. It's fucked up.
Practice, bro. Like, it's that simple, man. Just that's all you got to do. Like, it's literally, it just comes down to that. Just practice. There's really nothing else. And it's like one of the more like commonly like answers to any question, like, oh, what do you say to this? And like, everyone's like, oh, just practice. And I know it sounds like redundant or whatever, but
it's real.
Like, it literally is just that. Like, that's what it is. I spent fucking hours practicing, like, like,
it's
people
all
should.
about consistency. Even your career is about consistency.
Yeah.
Like, you think fucking Slayer became Slayer because they're the greatest band ever? No, they just fucking didn't stop, and they're sick, and they just continued to do it. And they just kept being awesome, and they kept doing it, and it just continued to grow. That's how it works. Like,
100%. Yeah, that's
to be consistent.
The strongest dude in the world to have huge muscles. You just got to keep lifting. Like,
Yeah, yeah, no, it's exactly like anything. Like if you don't try, then you don't get. If you
Yeah.
do and you
Yeah.
try hard, you're gonna see something out of it eventually.
Consistency.
Easy
Yeah.
as that.
100% consistency. It's all about not stopping. If you don't give up in the music industry, unless you're a complete fucking shot musician and a fuck up of a person, it has to work out. There's no way around it. Unless you're just fucking it up the whole time, consistency is going to carry you the whole way. That's like, it's real.
Yeah,
Word.
it's the most important thing, I think, as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Honestly, it's been an absolute laugh, but it's been
Yeah.
informative as well.
This has been absolutely great.
I've loved hearing about your tour stories, loved hearing about your music, and I honestly can't wait to see you as well. So
Yeah,
be
Joe,
fun.
definitely hit us up. Fucking, let's keep talking. Send us this when it's done. We'll definitely share it and all
Oh, yeah,
that
man.
shit.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Yeah, no
This is
worries, man.
really awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And
I'll
next
buy
time
you
you're in the UK, we'll hit you up and we'll go for some beers or something.
let's
Yeah.
go to Witherspoon's,
down.
bro.
Yeah, man. Buy you some Jaeger bombs at Weatherspoons.
I need a fucking donor now.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. It's been a blast,
Steven,
honestly.
it was good seeing you. This is the first time I've seen Steven in live motion in over a year.
All right, guys. Well, it was nice chatting.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
nice chatting to you guys.
Right.
Everyone be sick.
Yeah,
Later,
no worries.
guys.
Thanks for
See you
coming.
guys.